Hello, thank you for watching my time-lapse. This is one of not my first time-lapse, but definitely the first one that I've done that I've talked over. So, yeah, here we go. I just start right now. I've been doing basically a late Inktober. October was a pretty busy month for me, so I didn't get a chance to do a lot of my own personal art. Started a new job, so I was pretty excited to be able to do it this year. So I just kind of shifted it down to November, and so part of my goals was to try something new every picture, and that's what this is basically. The picture itself isn't anything new for me. I feel like I tend to mostly just draw portraits of foxes in old military outfits if I'm given free rein to choose whatever I want to draw. But this is definitely new. Talking over my stuff. And I don't know, I have a couple projects for this channel that I've been excited for, but I just needed to break the ice a little on talking to the audience. So I figured this is a pretty good thing. I wouldn't have to edit it too much. I wouldn't have to listen to myself talk too much. So yeah, this is my painting process. I'm not the best artist in the world, I'll admit that, but I certainly enjoy digital painting a lot, and I've been getting into it this year. I've done mostly line art before this year, and this is the first time that I've actually really experimented into a new medium. I'm really enjoying it. Sometimes line art can be a little tedious, and there's something kind of freeing about just being able to do shapes and colors. I really like colors. As you can see, I have a pretty big love of very brightly colored, very neon pieces, and for the most part I haven't been doing too much, so I admit too much bright colors, so I admit that I have a bit of a go a bit crazy in this one. I like watching these time lapses. I don't always do it with sound, so if you're just here to watch my video, just watch it without any sound. That's perfectly alright. I certainly do it myself, so there's no judgment there. Less having to listen to my voice, so I get that. But I really like Pastel. So the brush that I'm using here is an Aaron Blaze brush. I got it for about $5, I think. It's on his website. He's a animator, does The Lion King, does a bunch of stuff that is just absolutely incredible. I use this brush. I have a bunch of the Kyle Webster brushes. I don't know why I prefer this brush. I think I just like the texture that it gives. I definitely love a pastel feel to art, and I love the grittiness of the brush, and I like that you can blend this one without having to use a specific blending tool. A lot of it is just drawing over it and using a lighter pen stroke. So I've been messing around with that. I'm trying to experiment more with other brushes. That's part of what this month is all about, and hopefully I'll be able to post some more that's looking into some other brushes and the like. But honestly, this is like my comfort brush. This is what I go to when I just want to paint something quick, something silly, something like this. I admit that I do a lot of portraiture on it. I should branch out a little bit more, work on that anatomy a little, but you know, there's something kind of calming about just doing a head. As you can see, I spend a lot more time on the head than I end up spending on the shirt here. I have a lot more experience with detailing fur out than I do with cloth. But I definitely enjoy this process, I should say. Yeah, so this doesn't end up going anywhere though. I tried to make that a little bit lighter there. It didn't end up working how I wanted it to. I kind of come back and go in a different direction. This is based on an old portrait. I should have looked up who the guy was in it. He's got a very Simone Bolivar aesthetic that I just enjoy a lot. Honestly, if I'm given free reign, I'd just draw foxes in military outfits, old-timey military outfits. I just like the frills and the ribbons and the high neck collars. There's something about that fashion that's just always spoke to me. I'm a big history fan, and honestly, I'll probably spend, if I do more of these, spend a little bit more time just gushing about weird history stuff, so don't be surprised about that. So, yeah, if I could go back and fix this one, I kind of set myself time limits for these. I didn't spend more than 30 minutes on a piece like this, just as because I have a lot of other projects, I have a lot of work, I have personal things, I have other YouTube projects that I'm planning to post on here once I can get them all done. So I didn't want, a picture like this to take up too much of my time, especially considering that I had to talk over it for, all this time. So I wanted to make it as short as possible. So I didn't get as much of a chance as I would have liked to have finished the bottom part, the jacket, the body. I spent most of my time limit working on the face just because I really like detailing faces out like that and adding all the little fur details and texture in there. So I kind of went pretty simple in there, and I probably could go back and fix that if I were to spend more time on it. This is a simple background too. I just wanted to go for just a little light source, and just to go for a very simple, vague background. Again, mostly just because time. I have a tendency, I think, in my paintings to not put enough contrast in them, so this is me attempting to go through and fix that up a little. I could probably go back and strengthen that a little, but I had to make sure that I fix it up a little on there. Do it a little bit with the highlights as well. A lot of my paintings can sometimes end up a little bit in the same amount of intensity, not enough contrast, so just something that I'd like to work on. Yeah, and one thing I really like about painting, it's just so much easier than doing line art, is adding those little the reflective lighting in. You can see it on his fur on the top, on the left side of her face, and there's just something so fun about putting in a green right in there, the color that you don't usually get to put those kind of colors just snuck in there with just like a couple of brush strokes without it really standing out. So being able to do it in a painting way where it just kind of blends right in, but it also stands out and matches with the background is a lot of fun. So it's been a long time though since I've done this, and there you go. That's the end of that. Thank you so much for listening to me talk for a little, or muting and just listening along. Give it a like if you like the piece. If you like listening to me talk, let me know. If you don't, let me know. I'm new to the YouTube business here, so I'm always happy to learn and improve. So thank you, and I hope you all have a great day.